Welcome to our channel, Wise Flow. Let's start with a truth that most people feel, but never say out loud. Overthinking is silent, but it is deadly. It doesn't scream like anger. It doesn't cry like sadness. It doesn't leave visible wounds like trauma. Instead, it hides. Quietly. Silently. Inside your mind. It drains your energy. It steals your joy. It kills your confidence. Slowly, invisibly, and without warning. And the most dangerous part? Most people don't even know it's happening. They think, I'm just being careful. I'm just thinking it through. But in reality, they're stuck, paralyzed and trapped in a cycle of doubt and fear, replaying conversations, imagining disasters, and suffocating inside their thoughts. In today's world, overthinking is everywhere. Your phone buzzes, your mind races, you compare, you analyze, you question every move. What if I fail? What if they laugh? What if I mess up again? And before you know it, hours pass. Your dreams stay locked inside you, and all you're left with is exhaustion. But not today, because today we stop the cycle. This video is not just about stopping overthinking. It's about reclaiming your power. We're not going to give you surface-level solutions. We're going deep, into the roots, into the emotions, into the truth, because the problem is real, but so is the solution. And it starts now. Solution 1. Your mind lies. Take your power back. Let's begin with the most important truth. Your mind lies. Not because it wants to hurt you, but it wants to protect you in the wrong way. Your brain isn't designed to make you happy. It's designed to keep you alive. That's why it prepares for danger, even when there isn't any. That's why it creates fear, even when you're safe. It says, they didn't reply. Maybe they hate me. I failed once, I'll probably fail again. I feel bad. Something bad must be coming. But none of that is true. It's fear disguised as logic. And the first step to breaking free is this. Stop believing every thought you think. Not all thoughts are facts. Not all feelings are true. Not all mental stories deserve your trust. Let me tell you a true story. Harry Houdini, the world's most famous escape artist, once visited a small-town jail. He challenged the police, "Lock me in your toughest cell. I'll escape in 30 minutes. They did. And as soon as the door shut, Houdini got to work. He had a secret tool hidden in his belt. He picked the lock, left, right, upper, down. But it wouldn't budge. 30 minutes passed. Then an hour. Sweat pouring, panic rising. Eventually, exhausted, he gave up. He leaned against the door, and it opened. The door was never locked. He just believed it was. That's overthinking. That's your mind. It tells you the door is locked, so you never try. It tells you you'll fail, so you never start. It tells you you're not good enough, so you stay stuck. But here's the truth. The door isn't locked. The fear isn't real, and you are not trapped unless you believe you are. Freedom begins the moment you stop trusting the lie. Solution 2. Catch the storm before it grows. Overthinking doesn't arrive like an earthquake. It sneaks in like a whisper. It starts small, a single question, a single doubt, a single what if. But if you ignore it, it grows. It builds legs, a body, a voice, and soon it's shouting in your head. You feel helpless, confused, exhausted, drowning in noise. So what do? You interrupt it? Immediately. The moment you notice the spiral beginning, say this out loud. This is not helping me. I'm not solving anything. I'm just spinning. I need to stop. That one sentence is a sword. It cuts through the fog. Imagine this. You send someone a message. They don't reply. Thought 1, maybe they're busy. Thought 2, maybe they're ignoring me. Thought 3, maybe they're angry. Thought 4, what did I do wrong? Thought 5, why does this always happen to me? And the truth? They were just asleep. That's how quickly your brain writes a full drama with no script, no facts, no permission. So your job is to catch the first whisper before it becomes a storm. Interrupt the thought. Break the loop. Reclaim your peace. Solution 3. Empty your brain before it overflows. Have you ever poured water into a full glass? What happens? It overflows, spills, makes a mess. That's what your brain does when you don't release your thoughts. They build up, quietly, invisibly, until you feel heavy. But you don't even know why. Here's your release valve. Write it down. Take a notebook. Take a pen. And write exactly what you're thinking. Not for grammar. Not for anyone else to read. Write to breathe. Thoughts are loud in your head, but they become quiet on paper. Write what you're thinking. Why are you thinking it? What scares you? What outcome are you hoping for? This is not journaling for productivity. This is survival. Because if you don't let your thoughts out, they will leak out as stress, as anxiety, as sickness. Empty the cup. Let your mind breathe. Your peace is hiding underneath the noise. Solution 4. What if doesn't exist? Stop living in imaginary fear. Let's be honest. Most overthinking begins with 2 small words. What if? What if I fail? What if they leave me? What if I embarrass myself? What if everything goes wrong? But here's the brutal truth. What if is a question about a future that doesn't exist. It's fiction, fantasy, fear dressed up as logic. And yet you feel pain from it. You feel stressed over a conversation that hasn't happened. You feel guilty about a mistake you haven't made. You feel rejected by people who haven't even spoken. Let me show you the danger with a simple example. A student wants to speak English in class. But before he opens his mouth, his mind screams, "What if they laugh? What if I forget a word? What if I sound stupid?" And he says, "Nothing." He stays silent, not because he failed, but because he imagined failure. That's what if does. It convinces you to reject yourself before the world even has a chance. But here's the truth. What if is not real. It's not your future. It's not your identity. So the next time your mind whispers, "What if?" logically answer back, "What if I try anyway? What if I succeed? What if this changes everything?" Don't let your story end before it begins. Solution 5. Say the thought. Out loud, expose the lie. Overthinking survives in silence. It whispers, it echoes, it loops. But there's one strange way to break its power. Say the thought out loud. Literally, speak it. Give it a voice. I think my boss hates me. I feel like I'm going to fail. I think no one loves me. Now, stop. Listen. Do you hear how irrational it sounds? How small? How untrue? That's the power of your voice. Your brain is emotional, but your voice is logical. Let's try. You're thinking, what if they reject my job application? Say it. I think I'll be rejected. Then ask, and what if that's true? What will I do? You'll feel bad. Then try again. Suddenly, the fear shrinks, because when you speak the thought, you move it from the emotional brain to the rational one. You stop drowning. You start managing. So next time you're stuck in your mind, say the thought out loud. Listen to how it sounds. Ask, is this worth all this fear? In most cases, it's not. Silence is where fear grows. Speaking is where fear dies. Solution 6. Move your body. Break the thought loop physically. When your mind is stuck, your body is your exit. Overthinking is not just mental, it's physical. Your shoulders tense, your stomach knots, your heart races. Your breath shortens. You don't just think stress, you store it. And that means one powerful solution is this. Move. Go for a walk. Stretch your body. Shake out your arms. Do D-set jumping jacks. Touch the floor. Look at the sky. Why? Because motion breaks the emotion. When your body moves, your mind shifts. New blood flows. New chemical release. And suddenly, the thoughts feel lighter. You don't need a gym. You need a signal to your brain that says, we're not stuck. We're safe. We're in control. Your mind follows your body, so lead it out of the storm. Get up, move, reset. Solution 7. Focus on the next small action. Overthinking loves big problems, big questions, big fears. What should I do with my life? What if I make the wrong decision? How will I fix everything? But the brain can't solve everything. It shuts down, freezes, panics. So here's the fix. Don't think big. Think next. Not what should I do forever, but what can I do next? One small action, one step, one micro move. Are you anxious about your career? Don't plan 5 years, just update your resume. Worried about your health? Don't fix everything. Just drink a glass of water. Nervous about a conversation? Don't rehearse it 100 times. Just send a message. Can we talk? Big problems become small when you focus on the next step. Because here's the truth, you don't need to figure everything out. You just need to move forward. And forward begins with one small action. Solution 8. Create a calm corner for your mind. Your environment shapes your thinking. Cluttered room, cluttered brain. Too much noise, too many thoughts, too much input, too little peace. That's why overthinkers need this. A calm corner, a place, physical or digital, that brings stillness. It could be a clean desk with soft light, a quiet chair near a window, a playlist with no lyrics, a locked phone, and a lit candle. Your mind needs a signal. This is a safe space, a peaceful space, a thinking-free zone. Because if you never unplug, your brain never powers down. So build that corner, guard it, use it. It's not an escape, it's a rescue. Solution 9. Talk to someone who doesn't fuel the fire. Not all advice helps. Sometimes you're overthinking, and the wrong person makes it worse. You say, I'm scared I messed up. And they say, yeah, that was pretty bad. You say, I feel like I'll never get it right. And they say, maybe you won't. That's not support, that's gasoline. So here's the fix. Talk to someone who knows how to listen. Not fix, not panic. Just listen. A friend, a coach, a mentor, a therapist, someone who doesn't make your fear bigger, someone who helps you see clearly. Because overthinking grows in isolation, but it shrinks in conversation. Say your fears out loud. Let someone else hold the weight for a moment. You'll be surprised how light it starts to feel. Solution 10. Give your mind a deadline. The brain needs boundaries. If you let it think all day, it will. So here's a trick. Set a time limit for your thoughts. Say to yourself, I'll give myself 10 minutes to think about this. Then I'm done for today. Or even better, I'll decide by 6 p.m., no matter what. Why does this work? Because when your mind knows there's an end, it works smarter, faster, more focused. Indecision is what feeds overthinking, but decisions, even small ones, end the cycle. Give your brain a container, a deadline, a mental clock, because peace doesn't come from perfect thinking. Peace comes from knowing when to stop thinking. Solution 11. Practice saying, I don't know yet. Overthinking is often born from one fear, not having all the answers. What if I choose the wrong job? What if I marry the wrong person? What if I make the wrong decision? But here's the truth nobody talks about. You're allowed to not know. You're allowed to say, I don't know yet, and that's okay. This phrase is powerful. Why? Because it gives you room to breathe. It takes away the pressure to be perfect. It turns panic into patience. Clarity doesn't always come before action. Sometimes you walk first, and the path reveals itself later. Saying, I don't know yet, is not weakness. It's wisdom. So when your mind screams for an answer, whisper this instead. I don't know yet, but I trust I'll find out when I'm ready. Solution 12. Use if-then logic to calm the spiral. Your brain wants control, and when it doesn't feel in control, it spirals. So here's a simple, powerful tool to calm the chaos. Use if-then statements instead of asking, what if everything goes wrong? Say, if it goes wrong, then I'll handle it. Example, if I fail the test, then I'll study harder and try again. If they don't reply, then I'll follow up tomorrow. If this isn't the right path, then I'll choose a new one. This trick gives your mind closure. It tells your brain, we've already made a plan. We're not helpless. Overthinking is the fear of the unknown. If-then gives it structure. It turns anxiety into confidence. So the next time your mind spirals, answer it with a calm voice. Yes? But if that happens, then I'll be okay. Solution 13. Schedule your overthinking. Then let it go. Here's a strange but brilliant idea. If you can't stop overthinking, schedule it. Pick a time. Literally. Write it down. Worry time, 5 to 5:30 p.m. When your brain starts spinning during the day, say, not now. I'll think about this at 5. And when the time comes, sit, think, journal, stress if you need to. Then, when the timer ends, stop. Let it go. Why does this work? Because your brain feels heard. It knows you're not ignoring the problem. You're containing it. This is not suppression. This is management. Give your worries a place to live, so they don't take over everything. You don't need to overthink all day. You just need to give it boundaries. Solution 14. Replace why with what now. Overthinkers love to ask why. Why did I do that? Why do they hate me? Why am I like this? But why is a dangerous trap. It keeps you in the past. It leads to blame. It pulls you deeper into guilt. So here's the shift. Stop asking why and start asking, what now? What can I do next? What's one thing I can control? What would help me feel better right now? The past doesn't need more analysis. It needs release. Because healing doesn't come from endless thinking. It comes from forward movement. So when your mind gets stuck in why, gently guide it here. What now? That's where peace lives. Solution 15. Remind yourself, you've survived every storm so far. Let's finish this section with the most powerful reminder of all. You've been here before, and you made it. You've worried before, panicked before, overthought before, and yet, here you are. Reading this, breathing, still fighting, still hoping. Your past proves your strength. So the next time your mind says, I can't do this, answer it with, yes, I can. I already have. You're not your thoughts. You're not your fear. You're not your worst-case scenario. You are the one who kept going, even when it was hard, even when it was messy. And that means you'll get through this too. You've made it. 15 real, powerful, soul-deep solutions, not quick tips, not surface-level tricks, but honest tools to help you rise out of overthinking, out of self-doubt, out of fear. And now, pause. Take a deep breath. Because this is more than just a video. It's a turning point, a quiet moment in time where something inside you shifted. You've realized something important, something most people go their whole life never seeing. You are not your thoughts. You are not your fear. You are not your past. You are the awareness behind it, the strength beneath it, the light that has been waiting to shine, fully, freely, without apology. Yes, your mind may lie, but your soul always knows the truth. You were never broken. You were just buried under years of pressure, overthinking, fear of failure, and trying to be perfect for everyone else. But not anymore. Because now, you know the way out. You've seen the trap. You've named the enemy. And you've taken back the keys. From this day on, every time you catch yourself spiraling, remember this. You are not alone. You are not weak. You are growing. You are healing. One thought at a time. One small action at a time. One brave breath at a time. So speak your truth. Move your body. Write your fears down. Take the first imperfect step. Because the life you want is not waiting at the end of your thinking. It's waiting at the edge of your action. Start small, but start now. And if this video touched you, if it helped you feel seen, understood, or supported in any way, please don't keep that feeling to yourself. Comment below. Let me know which part spoke to you the most. Share this video. Maybe someone you know is quietly suffering and just needs these words to take their first step too. And most importantly, subscribe. Because this is not just a YouTube channel. This is your space, your safe zone, your next chapter. Here, you don't just improve your English. You grow your confidence. You rebuild your mindset. You find your voice in language and life. So thank you for watching, for listening, for feeling, for choosing healing over hiding, growth over guilt, courage over silence. And always remember, you are not your overthinking. You are not your fear. You are free now. Your story is still being written, and the next chapter starts today. Let's walk forward together. See you in the next video.